Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox, take a close-up look and test the Anypro waterproof wireless Bluetooth speaker. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So the speaker is waterproof and shockproof and is designed for use in the shower or outdoors. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the box by first removing the plastic shrink wrap. Okay, and then we can slide the sleeve off the box. And then we can set the sleeve to one side and then open up the box. Okay, and let's go ahead and remove the speaker and whatever contents there may be inside the box. And just making sure that there's nothing tucked away or hidden under the card packaging right there. Of course, there is a box here which should contain some cables. Okay, so that's the contents of the Anypro waterproof wireless Bluetooth speaker emptied out right there. So let's go ahead and first open up this little box right here. Okay, so that's the box emptied out. Let me shut that box to one side. So in that box is a USB cable or micro USB cable. We'll take a close-up look in a moment. Just let me lay out the contents right there. Okay, so starting with the carabiner. So there is a carabiner safety hook here. So it gives you some sense that the speaker is rugged and meant for outdoor use. Let's go ahead and pop out the carabiner. It's actually a quite nice looking carabiner with a beautiful satin finish. And it's definitely made out of aluminium because it is incredibly lightweight. Okay, so let's set the carabiner down and move on to the next item. So there is a micro USB cable, and if the camcorder can focus, there we go. Let's go ahead and slide that sleeve off and just quickly show you the cable length. Okay, and let's set the micro USB cable down to one side next to the carabiner hook so it's not too distracting to the foreground. And of course there is a customer satisfaction card here. Always good to see that Anypro is concerned about your happiness with their products. So okay, let's go ahead and set that down into one side. And of course, we do have the Anypro waterproof wireless Bluetooth speaker user guide, owner guide, or user manual. And you can see it does extend out quite a bit, so there's plenty of usage information there. And I think, there we go, so 9 squares of information, and on the reverse is blank, so that's great. Not sure if I can show the entire length of the user manual in the frame, not quite, but you get the idea, and I showed you to you page by page right there. Okay, and of course ultimately we do have the waterproof wireless Bluetooth speaker itself, and let's go ahead and remove the speaker from its protective sleeve, and then we can set the sleeve to one side. So a close-up look at the speaker. So it does have, straight away, instantly, I can feel the kind of velvety, rubberized texture to it. It's quite smooth. And in terms of weight, it does have a bit of weight to it. Not too heavy, not too light, just right. And some specifications of the speaker. And at the rear of the speaker, so there is a flap there that says seal well when near water. So let's go ahead and lift up that flap to see what's tucked behind the flap. So let me just see if I can swing the flap to one side right there, and you can see there is a micro USB charging port or socket to charge the speaker up, a USB power out, so you can actually use the speaker to charge your mobile devices. So it does work as a power bank as well, which is quite brilliant. So it all goes back to that outdoor theme of the speaker. And there is an aux in, so if you choose to want to connect directly via 3.5mm audio cable, you can do that. And in doing so, you will conserve some battery power as well. So it's usually good for legacy devices if your old devices does not have any wireless capability, i.e. Bluetooth. And of course there is a micro SD card slot there, which is quite handy for direct music playback from your memory card. Okay, so let's put the seal back on nice and tightly for now. So it is a silicone flap, and it's quite important that this fits nice and tightly back onto the socket cover or compartment right there. So always make sure that it is properly pressed in and sealed nicely before taking it into a water-bound environment. Okay, so I think I've done my best. Don't want to spend too much time fiddling with that, so that we can move on and discover other parts of the speaker. So once again, there you go. I think it looks just about right there. So that's the rear of the speaker we're looking at. And then the side, so you can see the thickness of the speaker. And back to the front. And the right hand side of the speaker, or left hand side, you'll see that it does have a little loop there, for attaching the carabiner, and then you can hang it onto your camping gear or backpack. Okay, so we've seen the underside. Now let's finally look at the top of the speaker. So you can see a whole row of control buttons there, being power, previous track, next track, play, pause, volume down, volume up, phone call, and I believe that should be mode. And it does have an NFC tag, which is quite handy. So that will enable very quick pairing to the speaker with your mobile device, such as your smartphone or your tablet. So quite a feature-packed speaker, being that it is a power bank as well, has line-in capability, and then of course has a built-in microphone for phone calls, and then is water and dustproof, and then shockproof as well. So this speaker is built for longevity. And of course there is that micro SD slot in the back for memory card playback. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn the speaker on. And before I mention that, the finish at the front is a nice metal mesh there, very fine mesh. And at the rear as well, so front and back have the very fine metal mesh for the sound or music to play out from. Okay, let's now go ahead and turn on the speaker by pressing on the power button. And there should be an LED right there, so we can see the LED light up. Quite a few LEDs actually. And of course, before trying to operate any of these electronic gadgets or devices, always read the user manual first, which I have not done. So don't do what I do, which is try and figure out based on the product's intuitiveness and the somewhat limited IQ that I have. Okay, so the speaker is on, we can see that. Is it in pairing mode? I don't know, because it doesn't look like it's in pairing mode and I haven't read the user manual. But let's try and pair it anyway. Set it down, and I do have my Sony Xperia Z5 compact Android smartphone with the Bling's silicone TPU, or actually TPU case, which I've unboxed before as well, or unpacked. And now let's try and pair it up using NFC. So let me enable NFC, and then hover it over the NFC tag, and straight away it does say pair with Anypro Q1. Let me just move the speaker along so you can see the display and the speaker in the background. And let's tap yes. I think I actually need to do this over the speaker, but let's try anyway. It says pairing, connecting.
Connected.
Okay, so it does say connected. So that can be done away from the speaker. And let's go ahead and launch the YouTube app and play some popular music.
Android Pay makes it easy to use the London Underground. Skip the
And
queue
let's
and
adjust the
jump
volume.
right
And this is of course a commercial. And in regards to music playback, I have to be very mindful not to play too much of the audio track or music video, because YouTube will mute the entire video. So I'll just give you a small sample as best I can. And of course we can raise the volume, and let me just move right along so we can hear some. So you can hear it does have a very nice kick. I can feel the bass pumping away around the speaker or through the speaker, and you can hear the high fidelity of the music or audio that's coming through it. So quite powerful in terms of bass and clarity. And of course, let's just raise the volume on the button on the speaker right there. So just like that, volume raise, press and hold, and it will respond with a press and hold. So it's nice to see that it doesn't require continuous tapping. And of course we can raise the volume some more. So there we go. Very, very powerful speaker, and we only experience like 75% or thereabouts of the maximum speaker capacity in terms of volume. So very powerful and very clear. And let me go ahead and just bring the volume back down again through the smartphone right here. And of course, I've just muted it, so that is the music muted. And let me raise it again and see if I can do that using the controls at the top. So nice and responsive. And let me bring it back down again, because one thing we want to test is the waterproof capability of the speaker. So let's just do that. Move the speaker to one side. And I do have a tub of water right here, which I've kind of spilled a little bit onto the tabletop, but that's just fine. And then let's go ahead and of course pop the speaker into the tub. So let me just set the tub up nicely, and here we go. So 1, 2, 3, and the speaker's just fine, and it does float, which is quite great because you can use it around the pool or in the sea, or of course in your bathtub should you choose to. And let's go ahead and bring the music right back and raise the volume up. So no problems at all. The speaker is happily playing the music and staying afloat. And facing down, plays just fine as well. So that's the Anypro waterproof wireless Bluetooth speaker. Thanks for watching and happy listening!